Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and I'm recording Flosstube number 7. Today is March the 6th, 2021. I would like to thank all of you that have subscribed. If you are new here, welcome. I hope that you find something that interests you. If you are returning, thank you so very much. I very much appreciate all of the kind comments and words that you have given me over the last few weeks. I will be having, so as of today, right before this video, I checked again, and I have 256 subscribers, and so I'm going to do a subscriber giveaway today. But the details for that will be at the end of the video, so stay tuned. I hope you all are having a really good week. It's been a very interesting week because you notice I'm a few days behind when I normally record. And I actually wanted to record this morning and ended up having to work 8 hours today, so I wasn't able to get this recorded as early as I had wanted to. So that's where that is. But I hope that the weather is starting to change for a lot of people in the cities that they're living in. It has been very sunny here, but it has still been very cold. So, but the sunshine is always good. It always helps my mood when the sun is shining brightly. So, I hope that you all are getting lots of sunshine in also. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I have a few things to show you. So I didn't have any finishes this week, although I am close on a couple of things. So we're going to go ahead and start with whips. I'm going to show you my first whip this week is actually the WIPGO numbers were called after my last video, and it is a stitch for Sweet Freedom, and I forgot to bring the pattern picture, so we'll just go with it. I've shown it a couple of times, but I did get some good work in on her. I worked on finishing her hair. She still has one ponytail right here, and then I worked on getting her face put in. I am going to put her eyes in because I don't want blank eyes staring back at me while I'm stitching on her. And I've started her neck. I've also put in the words, and I just have A that needs to still be put in here, and then that line of words will be finished off. I had made, no, this was not the focus piece for the week. This is my WIPGO piece, and the numbers were 10 and 24, and as it turned out, she is both 10 and 24, so I will be putting 20 hours in on her this month, and I'm actually doing pretty good because I've kept her to the forefront, her and Made to Create. So they've been getting some work done on them every day. I'm still having a rough time with, it is on 16 count, and so it is a little difficult to stitch because I'm not having the vision. My vision has been going in and out, and so, but I'm getting it taken care of. I'm getting the piece taken care of. The eyes will just be what they will be. But I am loving her, and so that is my stitch for Sweet Freedom. I'll be looking up and down because I got notes and everything. So let's just go with my next piece, which was my focus piece for the week. and it is made to create by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And when we last saw this last week, I had just had the outline, I think, of the camera finished. I didn't even have this puzzle piece done. So you see, I have that finished now. I finished the pencil, and I finished putting in all of the blue for the paint tube, and I have started on the stork scissors. And this is going along very well. It was my focus piece for this week. I actually have 2 more days to stitch on it. And I'm thinking I actually might do 3 days just so I can be done with it. And the next part won't come out until the 25th of March. So if I get it all finished within these 2 to 3 days, then I won't have to worry about it again till the end of the month. I do have a question. As you can see, I have jerry-rigged this. These are, they don't go through the fabric or anything, but they're stretchers for material because the frame is not holding the fabric very taut. And I have tried all different kinds of things. I actually put painter's tape on the back. I've done some of everything to try to get them taut. So if you have any suggestions, the fabric just goes through 2 slots within the rod. And I've tried everything. It's almost like I need to soak these in water and then clamp them together so that it would hold really tight, but I don't really necessarily want to do that because it could also damage them. So but the frames have come in really handy with me putting it on my Lowry stand, so that has been a good thing because it actually allows me to two-hand stitch, and I'm getting faster at that, so that is a good thing. So the next piece I'm going to show is my Stronger Together. And I am making good progress on it. I filled in one of the blues, and there you go. You can see the white now. This is the stitching for the white part of the panel. I have all of this. I'm a little discombobulated because of doing it so late, and then when I was getting ready to do it, something else happened. So, but you've seen the pattern before. So I am working on filling the blue spots in when I have something else that I'm working on or waiting to do. So this has become my fill-in piece, and I need to do the inner 2 pinks that go inside of here. So it'll probably be another couple of weeks before I have it done, but I'm going to just continue working on it. I would like to let you know that Kimberly announced on the Flosstube on Wednesday that they with the amount that they raised, they increased it, rounded up to the total, and the total that they sent to the United Negro College Fund was $13,000, and I think that is really awesome. A lot of time, African American children have a harder time with finances, and not that all children don't, but to be able to have a donation like $13,000 will help a few kids, and that is awesome because a lot of times they end up coming home or having to go home because of tuition charges. So that was Stronger Together. And Kimberly was talking about she's going to do this piece Americana style. So she's going to change the colors to make it red, white, and blue, I'm guessing. So it'll be interesting to see what she comes up where she changes all the colors at also. So that's my Stronger Together. So my next piece I'm going to show you is my Martin Luther King sampler. And remember, I have a goal, a big goal, to have this done by April the 4th, and I am not on track. So, with that being said, Martin Luther King sampler will become the focus of the week this week. But I have gotten some good progress on it. I brought the vine, which, sorry. Okay. So this is what it will look like when it's completed. And as you can see, I have gotten the vine all the way across. And I also have all of the first, I have the first and the second wording in for it. And so now I need to put in the other part of this vine, if you can see that, and start on the biggest part of the pattern. So again, this is where I'm at this week. And once I get the side border down to this part, I'm going to then cut the fabric, because then I'll have my 2 inches. I probably could go ahead on and do it now, and I might actually do it now. So this is where it's at. And again, it is a really easy stitch. It has come along really nicely. I did this much of it a couple of mornings for my morning 30 minutes stitch. And so it was really good. And that's probably how I'm going to get those flowery, viney like pieces, these put in there. It's just by doing them in the morning. But again, this is going to be my focus piece, because I absolutely want to have it done by April the 4th. So that was MLK Sampler, and it's by Stonestreet Stitchworks, and that's an Etsy shop. It'll be listed again down below. And now I'm going to move on to my magazine monthly challenge pieces. I showed you last week all of the pieces that I planned for the monthly magazine challenge. It is a Facebook group. If you are interested in joining, I will put, I don't know if they come up as links yet. There's some stuff that I'm still trying to figure out with putting in the comments and doing the description box. But you go to the monthly magazine challenge group, you answer the questions, and Carolyn approves you. So, and we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of posting over there and a lot of camaraderie, which is really good for me, because I don't have someone in that. First of all, I'm not meeting with anybody. That's number one. And then to know people all over the world and the United States is just awesome. So it's been fun. So come and join us. So this week I stitched on my Lizzie Kate, Be Kind Always, 3 little words. And I actually did it this past week. Christine, Stitch All the Things, she started last year, where she stitches every other week for Wellness Wednesdays. And it deals with wellness and other things. You can go to Christine's video from this past Wednesday, which was March the 3rd, and you can listen to it. She's very motivational, very down to earth about her journey And part of that also is part of my journey with trying to be healthier, lose weight, or change your lifestyle to be more healthier. I'll just say it that way. So when I started stitching on this, I had the Be Kind Always, one of the baskets, this flower motif here, and this. So this week, Wednesday, I stitched this second basket and the end of this line. And I'm sorry, I noticed that the light keeps going in and out. I don't know why it keeps going lighter and darker, so I apologize for that. I stitched the second basket and the line here. And then I came down and stitched the flower and the bird. And I did that all on Wednesday. So what I have left now is there's a second little motif there that matches between the two birds. And then Enjoy Every Moment. And this line, if I can get it in. So when I started these pieces, and there's several of them like this, I guess I just wasn't fully understanding the whole 2 inches. So I would put 2 inches and only do 2 inches on the top and the side. Well, as you can see, I have a lot of fabric, and I might have enough to get that pink line in down here on the bottom. It's not going to give me very much of a finishing way. However, my thought is that I'm going to make these into little pillows. So with that being the case, I technically really only need like an inch, which I'm going to maybe squeeze out. So I'm hoping that it'll be fine. And if not, when I put the fabric on it, it will be fine because I'm not going to stress over it. It's for my enjoyment. It's to keep me grounded. And so it'll be fine. But I love these positive affirmation words. And so I'm going to continue on Wellness Wednesdays. I actually had thought about just making every Wednesday my Wellness Wednesday stitch days so that I can move along faster with them. So that's going to be my plan going forward, depending on where I stand on some of the stitch along things that I need to be working on also to get them to the goal for the next part of the stitch along. But I really enjoy this. I have the whole series, and I am stitching this. Sorry, I should have said that. I am stitching this on 14 count lamb's wool Aida, and I am using the called for DMCs. Now, I am not for sure if it is because she used so the call for fabric is a 32 count lamb's wool linen, and then the threads are Weeks and Classic Colorworks. So for this flower motif, and even the for the flower motif and the two lines right above the kind, or next to the kind, they are called for Boysenberry by Classic Colorworks, and it must be a more pink than what obviously what the DMC is called for, because see how much darker mine is. But I'm sticking with it because I like it. It's a little purpley, so I'm gonna keep that color. Okay, and the next piece that I stitched on, I have all of my magazine monthly charts in my beautiful bag that my friend made for me. Lynn X Stitches Creates, and I am patiently awaiting my mystery bag that is coming. So the next magazine monthly piece that I stitched on, the Be Kind Always, is the L in lamb for, and I use Lizzie Kate. So, and I have about another, according to my notes, I have another like 3 hours to get that completed for my goal. So the next one is A Year in Celebration by Hands on Design. And I mean, right there, I am 95% of the way finished. I had to frog out the one line that I had that was way over here. And then I put that green line back in again. I finished all the bunting right here. I put in the raindrops on right here, and now all I have to do is finish the white inside the word grow. And so I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I will have this finished. And it is really fun. I am going to be looking to uh, FFO this before May, right? Before April, so that I can actually display it this year. So that's my A in lamb, April, A Year of Celebration. And it is also being stitched on 14 count lamb's wool Aida with the called for DMCs. And those are my whips for the week. So that's my whips for the week. I do plan on, well, I'll do that in plans. So the next part is that I'm gonna talk about our plans, or not plans. I already said I was gonna wait. Haul. I have, if you remember, I am in the floss frenzy through Fat Quarter Shop, and I actually just got this yesterday, and this is the colors. And these are Chablis, Hibiscus, Sweetheart Rose, Madison Rose, Chamomile, Blue Coat Red, and this month is French Rose. And so they are really pretty, really, really pretty pinks, and a little mauve-y. So those will come in handy with some spring flower stitching. And then I placed another order, and as it turned out, it was right before the big snowstorm. And so I'm just now getting it. But I purchased a big Dottie bag, and they weren't kidding when they said big Dottie bag. I know you've heard him walking around here. So Albert sheds a lot. And so I'm always trying to put things in bags or to keep them protected and to keep his hair off of them. The other thing too is when you have, I am trying to be organized. This year, in January, I chose a word of the year, and that word was order. And I chose that because I always feel like my life is just so unorganized and everything's just. And so I'm trying to be more orderly, have more organization with the crafts and my personal life. And so I have cross stitch pieces in the living room, in the kitchen, in a closet, all of that. Which makes it very difficult when you're trying to make plans and do things. And so the big Dottie bag is going to be what I stitch on for the week. Um, so all of the projects, with the exception of the two that are on the Made to Create and A Stitch for Sweet Freedom, they will all then in these other bags. I'm gonna have bags inside of a bag, so that I can keep them all together, and not have to look in this bin or look in this bin or go here to find the projects that I'm working on, or even, to just have them all in a contained space. Now, who knows? That might change because I'm a bag lady. I like bags. I buy bags. So who knows? But we're going to try that one and see. The other thing I got was I went to Joann's. They were having a big floss, their DMC 45-cent sale last Saturday. And one of my favorite things to do is to go through the clearance. And they've changed the way that they do their clearance. So these are unfinished wood pieces in that section. And they were all on clearance. So this was actually a 3-piece set that I got. And they're very nice. I'm looking to put some order to my baker's rack behind me, because I do keep a lot of my cross stitch notions and all of that over there. But if I ever showed y'all that, you'd be like, oh my goodness. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to utilize some of these wooden unfinished boxes. And I'm just going to put a light paint on them. I'm not going to do a whole lot to them. I'm just going to maybe whitewash them just so that they'll not be just raw wood. And then I'm going to maybe do something on the inside, so if there are wood piece splinters, it won't mess up anything that I might put in there. And that was one. And then I got a metal frame. It wasn't $1, because I literally go through the clearance section. And so it has its own hanger. It's metal. So I can finish a piece on it, which will be handy because I need to start finishing, guys. And then they had these really nice boxes that have the old-fashioned pull on the front. And I can put a label inside so that, it can be decorative if it's up on the shelf also. Or I could even use the side to put a piece on, which, and then it's functional on top of being a display piece, because these are really short screws. They're not even on the inside. So when you guys go out to Joann's and Michael's, make sure you're hitting the clearance spots, because you can find stuff dirt cheap, because normally this is $10 for this box, and I know I didn't pay but maybe $2 for it because it was on clearance. So remember that. And that is the end of my haul. A lot of you expressed seeing some of the quilting that I do, and so I bought 2 blocks that I have done. So these are actually gifts for a friend. She doesn't watch this. She doesn't even know that I do it. So this is one of the blocks I made, and when So to finish the block off, you literally cut it square, and then I'm going to put a backing on it, and I'm going to quilt it myself, and it's a chevron. It was a very easy, literally, I follow several quilt shops, not quilt shops, fabric manufacturers, and this was a pattern. The cutting of it was on AGF, and it was so easy. Like, I watched the video twice, cut the block up. I mean, it was really, really easy. And then this is the companion that goes with it. So the friend that I made these for, this is her color scheme: navy, gray, silver, and white. And so this is a pillow topper, and I'm going to quilt it and then put the backing on. It's just going to have an envelope back, and then send it off to her. And the fabric, I used some grunge, some Bella Solid is the gray. The white is actually a grunge. The navy is a Bella. And I'm not sure where the sparkly blue came from, but it all works together. And this pattern actually was in a Sew Sampler box. They are doing something about records and the hits, something about the hits. And I needed a pattern, and I literally cut this out and sewed it up. And as soon as I get the quilting done on it, I can send it in the mail, which needs to be in the next week. So as I get more projects completed and feel comfortable with showing them to you, I'll be showing you more of my quilting also. So let's get into the plans. Like I said, this week, my focus piece is going to be the MLK Sampler. And then I am going to start for the magazine monthly challenge, the actual theme piece, which is the Steel Rose. And I again will be using a 14 count color and cotton Ada, and I just love color and cotton fabric. It is so nice. And next year I might have to look at that modeling. Now, I'm only going to use half of this, so I'll have another half to use for something else. I'm actually going to consider getting in their Fabric of the Month Club next year. So, and then I decided that although the silk looks really pretty in the magazine, I am going to just use, remember, I'm on a budget, refrigerator. I am going to just use the DMC Ecru, and the light that I'm using tonight is really blowing that out, but you know what Ecru looks like. And it'll look very similar to what the picture looks like. So I'll be getting a start on that this week. And my goal for that, I wrote that down. I have a 4-hour goal for that this month. So we'll see how much I can get done in 4 hours. I actually watched Caroline Off the Grid Needle Arts, and she was talking about the using of a timer. Excuse me. And I've been using a timer because I keep track of the time on each stitch that I do. But the way she explained it, I'm going to use it differently. So I'm going to set up the timer, put it on 4 hours, and then have it count down instead of me putting a timer on for as long as I stitch, if that makes sense. I was like, oh, I need to do this that way instead. That way, I write it down. I write down how much time I spend on every project, but I'll see the time going down, instead of me having to remember to add it all up and all of that. And I'll be working 2 more days on Made to Create. And then on March the 15th, which I'll be back before then, but the Fat Quarter Shop will be starting their Serendipity um, cross stitch. It is, and I'll talk more about that next week. So let's get ready for the giveaway. I contacted my not so local needle workshop, Keepsakes, and spoke to Miss Barbara. And I am going to be offering up a $25 gift certificate to Keepsakes. You would just need to contact them, and we'll work out all of those logistics once the winner is decided. And the question that I would like for you to answer is, what new pattern are you looking forward to from the Needlework Expo that is going on this weekend? Please don't say giveaway. Please be 18 so you can give me your address. I'm sure you all know all the things to and not to do at this point. So I'm going to leave you with one final thought. A couple of weeks ago, Sarah of Stitch and Stuff and I were talking, and we were talking about not having anything to look forward to. And at the time, that's how we felt. That's how I felt. And then I talked to my therapist. I do have a therapist, and I'm not ashamed to say it because mental health is very important. And she was like, instead of looking at the big picture of traveling, or which most of us, that's the plans we make. Those are the things that we look forward to, is going somewhere. She literally said to me, like, I am so looking forward to being able to go to a restaurant again. And you're like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. So this week, look forward to the days getting longer, because we're getting ready to spring forward. I went out the other day, and even though it was 25 degrees, I was so delighted to see that my little tulip greens are coming out of the ground. And I am an avid yard flower person. And I never even thought that I could be looking forward to that. Not the cruise that I'm not probably going to be able to go on. Or some of the other things that I'm used to doing that I won't be able to do this year. But remembering the little things that before COVID hit, we always used to look forward to. I always look forward to cleaning up my garden, getting new plants, planting new plants, seeing what has been here for years come back up and survive. And so this week, take a special note of the little things that you may not have thought about looking forward to. Thank you. I hope you all have a very good week and you get in a lot of stitching. Have a good week. I'll see you next week. Bye.